It's hard for me to root for a guy who wins bad decisions. I don't care how good he is. I mean, Paulie Ayala, exciting guy, great fighter, nice guy. It's so easy to root for him, but in a row, you could have scored either one of those Tapia fights for Tapia. I thought he lost to Hugo Dianzo. He lost to Bones Adams the first time. I couldn't root for him anymore. And that's the problem I have with him. That's the problem. And he came back and beat Bones Adams and said, okay, I can root for this guy again. Yeah. Same thing with Morales when he got the Barrera decision the first time and Goody Espadas. I thought he lost both those fights. It's hard to root for a guy that wins lousy decisions. I mean, Sven Otke in Germany. I mean, what was that guy's record really? 25-7. I mean, he really retired at like 34-0. I mean, the guy never really legitimately won a fight. You can't root for a guy like that. You end up forgetting how good they really are, and that's what happened.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the case with Chavez. I think with the case with some of those, with Paulie Ayala, I think it's different. Paulie Ayala will always go down as a good B fighter, okay? But Chavez will always go down as probably one of the best Mexican fighters that ever lived. And
one of the best Mexican fighters.
If you look at how many Mexican great fighters there are, I mean, that's an accomplishment.
No, but the best Mexican fighter of all time, you're going to call me crazy again, Salvador Sanchez. I still think that's the
high five on that, bro.
That's the best Mexican fighter of all time.
High five on that, bro.
Only a giant. Ruben Olivares was good, but he was just as exciting.
Battle of the Little Giants. Let's talk about Battle of the Little Giants.
But these guys have 90 fights before they.
They used to fight each other backstage.
Wilfredo Gomez knocked out 17 boxers before he fought Salvador Sanchez. 17 knockouts before he fought Salvador Sanchez.
And people forget, Sanchez's last fight was against a guy no one had heard of, Azuma Nelson. And I don't think
a legend.
Yeah, and nobody else except I think like on a cut or something, Leija stopped him, but no one else knocked.
But nobody knew who Azuma Nelson was when Salvador fought him.
Yeah. And it turned out to be, a mark of how good Nelson was. He was even able to go 15 rounds.
Legend.
And Sanchez was one of those guys. Arguello too got stronger as the fight went on and could score late round knockouts.
How about Ricardo Lopez?
Sanchez is finito.
Yeah, Finito just didn't have anyone else to fight.
Sanchez's only loss was to a guy from Sinaloa.
Yeah, this guy's going to talk about this the whole time.
Okay, let's talk about Corrales Castillo 1. Man, that fight's already in the Hall of Fame. That's the best fight I've ever seen.
It won the whole time.
Castillo would have won that fight if he would have taken a knee, taken a 10 count.
But he doesn't know how to be hurt. He doesn't know how to be hurt. Corrales has been dropped. He knew how to be hurt. He knew how to behave. Castillo, he may have 4 TKO losses, but those are all cuts. Don't believe the hype. He's got an iron chin. He'd never been hurt by anyone.
His casket will be standing straight up. That guy
he knows he got that power though. Corrales knew he had that power that at any minute of a fight he could just take somebody out. Yeah. And he just was Castillo didn't fall down. He just was stuck up against the ring.
Against the rope. That was almost a quick. That's why there needs to be almost a standing 8 count. A referee.
The only reason there isn't is because it gets abused. Like in the amateurs, where most guys are trained to do standing 8 counts, I mean, one good combination could be worthy of it there. So they take that mentality into the pros, and they're rescuing guys who should be stopped with standing 8s.
Well, they should have like some kind of clause where the fighters agree on standing 8 counts before the fight.
Before the fighters have to agree on it.
Well, like because a guy like
makes sense.
It's not down to the
well, it's
always down to the
upon.
promoter. The promoters are the ones that handle everything. But look, no standing 8 count because this guy.
The boxers should be in charge of standing 8 counts, knowing the scores between rounds. Some boxers won't want it, some will want it.
No, open scoring I think is great for the fighters. I think it sucks for the fans. Just because, I mean, if you let a guy know after 7 rounds he's 7-0, the fans have to sit and watch 5 rounds.
Well, what about baseball and basketball and football? The team's up. I mean, that's sports, dude.
Yeah, but they have to. But in those sports,
when it's 35.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Not fans, though. I mean, the problem with boxing today and a lot of sports is that even the USC, the Rose Bowl game is that you're trying to pander to the people who aren't fans.
Yeah.
As opposed to helping the people that are. I mean, look, same with the Contender.
Makes sense.
I don't need to watch fights in slow motion from 8 different angles.
Yeah, exactly.
With sound effects
in the background.
Okay, those dummies aren't going to be fans anyway. Okay.
First of all, the real fans are watching. All you're doing is alienating real boxing fans by slowing down these wide amateur punches, letting you know these guys are never going to win at the top level.